Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of virtual reality in health and medical sector. So we have discussed some of the main branches of medical sector in previous episodes, and today we are going to discuss on social anxiety and ADHD and how VR is aiding in therapies of social anxiety and ADHD. I'm your host Mohammed Imran from Data Integrated Solutions. Let's begin. So, before we get into what virtual reality and augmented reality can do in aiding ADHD and social anxiety, let us have a small briefing on what social anxiety is. So, social anxiety is a common mental health condition. Okay. In short, we can say it as intense fear or discomfort in social situations where a person may be observed or evaluated by others. uh, People with anxiety may fear being judged, embarrassed, or humiliated in social situations, and this will make them avoid uh, enduring these situations with intense distress. So, what are the main reasons that people are suffering from social anxiety? What are the main types and different areas which manifest the social anxiety? So, people with social anxiety will try to avoid social situations altogether, and this will be leading to social isolation and loneliness. Social anxiety can interfere with work performance and career and advancements, and this happens more particularly in jobs which have the requirement of more social interactions. So this will be leading to occupational difficulties. Social anxiety will be impacting personal relationships too, because it will be making them have a difficult to form relationships and have meaningful connections. So this will be leading to having relationship problems. Chronic social anxiety. This will be leading to low self-esteem and feeling of worthlessness. Because of the social anxiety, some people will turn to drugs and alcohol, considering it as a way to cope with these symptoms. So we can say at one thing that social anxiety is one of the serious problems in our society, and it can significantly impact person's quality of life and can be a very huge barrier in achieving their personal and professional goals. I hope this explains what social anxiety is and what are the problems people face because of social anxiety in their day-to-day life. Now let's have a small understanding on what ADHD is. So there's just one second, please. So there is always a misconception between understanding of ADHD and social anxiety. Both are different, but many of the terms both go in tandem. So ADHD as stands for attention deficit hyperactive disorder. It is a neurodevelopmental disorder. So it can be found both in children and in adults too. So ADHD is characterized by symptoms of inattention, not being very attentive, hyperactivity, impulsivity, and this will be definitely interfering with their day-to-day lives. Now that we have an understanding about what ADHD is, so let's also see what are the problems people face due to ADHD. People with ADHD may have difficulty concentrating and staying focused, making it hard to complete tasks or follow through responsibilities, leading to poor concentration and focus. ADHD can make it challenging to prioritize tasks and manage them efficiently, and this will be leading to missing deadlines and disorientation, and that will be as considered as poor time management. People with ADHD will be struggling with impulsive disorder behaviors such as interrupting others, acting without thinking, and engaging in risky behaviors. ADHD can also impact social interactions, make it difficult in the form of having social interactions and maintaining relationships. So the social difficulties can also be seen in social anxiety, as here where we find a tally between ADHD and social anxiety. So people with ADHD will struggle in academic performances and work productivity. So this will be leading to poor grades, missed deadlines, poor job performance. So it will be always a challenging for people suffering with ADHD to regulate emotions, leading to mood swings, irritability, and difficulty to coping with stress. So, similar to social anxiety, ADHD can significantly affect a person's quality of life and can be a barrier achieving problems and achieving solutions to the problems in personal and professional lives. let's discuss some traditional therapies and limitations, which we already have for social anxiety and ADHD. So this is going to be a little complicated here. So I hope for your understanding here, and let's get into this one. So traditional therapy and limitations. Traditional therapy for social anxiety and ADHD includes medication, therapy, and lifestyle modification. So here I'm going to use a bit of complicated medicine names too, because this is important as we go ahead and in the discussion. So medication can help manage the symptoms of social anxiety and ADHD. For social anxiety, medications such as like SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, and benzodiazepines are prescribed. And so for ADHD, stimulants such as methylphenidate and amphetamines are often used to improve concentration and reduce hyperactivity. You see, there are a lot of medications. There's also use CBT, known as cognitive behavioral therapy, and this will be helping individuals to learn with coping skills and strategies to manage their social anxiety and ADHD symptoms. So, lifestyle modification such as regular exercise, a healthy diet, and adequate sleep can also improve symptoms of social anxiety and ADHD, though these are not all foolproof. However, there are some limitations to the traditional solutions for both the social anxiety and ADHD. Medications will be having side effects, and some people may not respond well to medication. Therapy can be time consuming and expensive, and not everyone may have access to therapy services. So, lifestyle modification can be difficult to implement and maintain, particularly for individuals with busy schedules. So, traditional solutions may not work for everyone, and some individuals may require a combination of different treatments to manage their symptoms effectively. So this is where VR enters, the virtual reality therapy enters. So before we understand what virtual reality therapy does in aiding social anxiety and ADHD, let's understand a little bit about virtual reality therapy. Now, we'll discuss about the concept of virtual reality therapy, and we'll also explain how it works. Not only just that, we'll also explore the potential benefits of using VR therapy in mental health treatment. So VR, virtual reality therapy, is a form of treatment that uses immersive simulations to recreate real life situations and environments. So these therapies involve wearing a VR headset and being transported into a virtual world where a therapist guides the individual through various scenarios that are particularly designed to help and overcome these mental conditions. So, what are the benefits of virtual reality in therapy? So, I'll consider three most important benefits apart from the others. There will be increased engagement, there will be increase in controlled environment, and there is the repetition process. So, how does increased engagement will be as an added benefit for the virtual reality therapy? So, VR therapy can be more engaging than traditional therapies because it allows individual to experience situations in a more immersive and interactive way. The controlled environment, because VR therapy provides a controlled environment where therapists can guide the individual through different scenarios and is capable of monitoring the progress at the same time. This will be helping the therapist to program a much more better scenarios so that there will be a steady progress in the patient's health. Repetition. So it's not possible that we can take the therapy sessions again and again when it comes to traditional method, but when it comes to virtual reality, VR therapy allows individuals to repeat scenarios as many times as needed, which can be helpful in overcoming both the anxiety or improving the focus and impulse controls too. So now that I have given a small brief about how virtual reality benefits in therapy, let us also discuss the virtual reality therapy benefits for social anxiety. So there are the same benefits of virtual reality therapy that can be integrated in social anxiety. I'll be giving you a few examples of virtual reality simulations that can be used to treat social anxiety. So there are public speaking simulations, social interaction simulations, and exposure therapy simulations. Public speaking simulations, as the name suggests for itself, these simulations allows individuals to practice giving speeches or presentations in front of a virtual audience. So there are no real people there, just the virtual audience, and this will be comforting the people who are suffering with social anxiety to decrease the stress levels and anxiety levels a little more. And social interaction simulations are similar to public speaking simulations, but here the simulations allow individuals to practice social interactions and social skills with virtual avatars. As you can see in the second image there, meeting in a bar, it could be meeting a person in a bar and having a casual conversation, repeating the process so that they can overcome the symptoms of the social anxiety. And exposure therapy simulations, these simulations expose individuals to increasingly challenging situations, and this will be helping them to confront and overcome their fears. As you can see in the last image, speech in front of an auditory. So that is like a high level challenge for a person suffering with social anxiety, giving them an opportunity to enhance themselves, that at what level they have been able to achieve the success in controlling their anxiety. So now that we have a small understanding about like how virtual reality uh, can be helping in social anxiety therapy, let's also have an understanding about how virtual reality benefits the patients for the treatment and therapy of ADHD. So as we have previously discussed what virtual reality can do in aiding therapy sessions, in the same way uh, virtual reality can be used in ADHD. We will explore like how the VR therapy can be used to support individuals with ADHD. Uh, we'll also discuss like few VR simulations, just like the way we have discussed for social anxiety, and how they can be used to improve focus and improve impulse control, improving executive functioning. So it's quite common thing that virtual reality provides a controlled environment, again, a controlled environment where individuals can practice their skills that are challenging in real life situations. So let's get into a few examples of VR simulations that can be used in treatment of ADHD. Attention training simulation, impulse control simulations, and executive functioning simulations. So what are these simulations will be doing in aiding the patients in learning uh, to overcome the fear of and the symptoms of the ADHD. So these simulations can help individuals improve their ability to sustain attention and ignore distractions. So let me give you an example. There is one of the simulation where a student is in a classroom, and the objective of the student in that session is like he has to look at the plus sign on the board. So it's a classroom of students where students are playing, and some are flying airplanes and everything. So the main objective is that the student has to look at the plus symbol continuously for some amount of time to go to the next level. So this is how the gamified versions of simulations in VR helps to overcome the symptoms of the ADHD. So next comes the impulse uh, control simulations. So these simulations can help individuals to learn, manage their impulsive behavior by providing opportunity to practice delaying the gratification. Executive functioning simulations. So these simulations will be helpful for the individuals to improve their ability to plan, organize, and prioritize tasks. Before we continue any further, I would like to add one point here that indeed we are working on a project which has all these benefits of executive functioning simulations, impulsive control simulations, attention training simulations, not public speaking, but we can say social interaction simulations. We are trying to come up with a project similar to that, and I hope soon that will be available for everyone in our VR. So, what are the benefits of virtual reality therapy in ADHD? Again, the benefits will be the same, coping with the social anxiety benefits too. Effectiveness. So VR therapy has been found to be very effective in treating a range of mental health conditions, including social anxiety and ADHD. Convenience. So VR therapy can be conducted remotely, which means that individual can access therapy from the comfort of their own homes, and it is cost effective because the repetitive process does not take more cost efficiency there. So VR therapy can be most cost effective than traditional therapies because it does not require the same level of resources or the staff. So these are what we can consider understanding about the social anxiety and ADHD. And we have to understand that this is one of the critical problems in our society these days, because it can be found both in the children and in adults too. And this will be hindering their growth both in education level and in professional level. So this has to be considered in a way that it the most possible treatment and the therapy sessions to make it available for everyone, including the remote locations. So before we get into the final consideration of the webinar, I would like to know if we have any doubts regarding this. So just give me 1 minute. Let me just get back to the screen. Okay. So please let me know if we have any QA. So any questions, any queries I would like to answer. So we do have the question and answer tab open. If you have any questions regarding anything, please let me know. Okay, seems like we do not have any questions. So before we finish our webinar for today, let's have a small briefing too. We at Driven Creative Solutions are specialized in working with AR, VR, MR, and XR projects. We have worked with many national and international clients. We have worked on AR, VR projects related to medical sector, automobile sector, training systems, and simulations. So Devden is a collaboration of expert technical staff and a collaborative minds working together with the future technology of AR, VR, XR, and metaverses. So before we leave, let me inform you that we will be having our next series of webinars, and I heartfully thank everyone for joining today. Have a great day, and see you in the next webinar series.